Welcome everyone, ready for another deep dive. Today we're taking a closer look at the human energy field, that thing some folks call the aura or the biofield.
Yeah, we're going to go kind of deep on this one.
You might have heard those terms tossed around, but well, what do they actually mean? What
Right.
does it all mean? We've got this awesome YouTube video from Rose Energetics titled The Human Energy Field, the Biofield or Aura, that breaks down the basics and honestly some pretty mind-blowing stuff about how understanding this energy can impact, well, everything, right?
Like our health.
Our health, well-being, even the way we kind of interact with the world around us. So it's not just some out there woo-woo concept.
Not at all.
Buckle up, because there's actual science and history woven into all of this.
Yeah, and what's really interesting is this concept of the human energy field. It isn't just like ancient mysticism.
Right.
Back in the 1990s, the National Institutes of Health, they actually coined the term biofield.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, to acknowledge this field of energy and information
Yeah.
that basically surrounds us. It permeates our bodies.
So it's like an extension of ourselves.
Exactly, like an invisible extension that's constantly interacting with the world.
Wow. Okay, so not just an abstract idea then, there's actual scientific recognition of this energy field.
Absolutely. And it gets even cooler.
Hmm.
Tech, like thermographic photography, that can actually visualize this field.
Oh, wait.
It captures this whole spectrum of light that goes way beyond what our eyes can see, revealing the patterns and variations in our energy.
That's pretty mind-blowing. The video actually uses this phrase, the biofield is a bioplasmic toroidal field,
Right.
extending several feet around us, like an invisible, bubble,
Yeah.
contained by a membrane of light. Can you break those terms down for me? Because bioplasmic toroidal field sounds a little, well, intimidating.
Sure. Think of it this way, toroidal, that refers to a donut shape. So imagine like a donut-shaped energy field surrounding your body. And it's made up of this stuff called bioplasma, basically a fancy way of saying the subtle energies that make up like living organisms.
Okay.
And then that bioplasma is contained by a membrane of light. It's sort of like an energetic boundary.
Okay. Starting to get the picture. So this biofield, it acts like a shield then,
Yeah.
protecting us from outside energies.
Exactly, a buffer zone, right, between you and everything else going on.
Yeah.
And think about it, we're constantly bombarded with stuff like EMF radiation from our devices, stress from the environment, and even like the energy of other people. So the biofield is there helping to filter that, process those energies, and protect us from getting totally overwhelmed.
That makes a lot of sense, especially, in today's world where we're constantly like plugged in,
Right.
bombarded with stimulation from all sides. But the video also talks about these terms, meridians and chakras. What are those, and how do they fit into all of this?
Yeah, those are like key components of a lot of traditional energy systems. Meridians are basically like energy pathways that run throughout your body,
Okay.
kind of like your circulatory system, but for subtle energy. They carry the life force energy, sometimes called chi or prana, to every cell and organ in your body.
So if meridians are like the rivers of energy, what are chakras then?
Chakras are like spinning energy centers.
Yeah.
And they're located along this main meridian that runs basically from the base of your spine all the way up to the top of your head.
Okay.
Picture them like spinning wheels of energy.
Okay, yeah.
Each one is associated with specific organs, emotions, aspects of consciousness. There are hundreds of these chakras throughout the body, but there are 7 that are kind of considered primary.
I've heard people talk about, having your chakras aligned. What does that even mean?
Yeah, so when your chakras are aligned or balanced, that means that energy's flowing freely through them without any blockages. So that optimal flow, that's what contributes to overall well-being. But when a chakra is blocked or even overactive, that can lead to imbalances, physical, emotional, even mental.
So keeping our chakras balanced is like essential for a healthy biofield.
Absolutely, it's all connected.
Okay, so the video also really emphasized being grounded. What's the connection there?
Yeah, when we talk about being grounded, it means having a strong connection to the Earth's energy. Imagine it like roots growing from your feet down into the Earth.
Okay.
That connection helps to kind of stabilize our energy field, and it gives you this sense of stability, security.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to like that feeling of being ungrounded, especially when I'm feeling like stressed or overwhelmed, like I'm just floating around with no anchor.
Exactly. And, when we're ungrounded, our energy can become scattered, depleted. It's like our biofield gets weak and kind of porous.
Oh, interesting.
Makes us more susceptible to those external influences.
Mm.
And it can show up as, feeling anxious, spacey, easily drained.
It's almost like we're like leaking energy when we're not grounded.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. And the opposite is true too, right?
Mm.
When we're grounded, our energy is contained, it's focused.
Right.
We feel more centered, stable, resilient, better able to deal with whatever life throws at us.
Makes total sense. The video also had this kind of mind-blowing part where they talked about the biofield as like a recorder, almost like age rings in trees. I'm not sure I totally understand that.
Yeah, so every experience that we have, right? Every emotion we feel, every thought we think, all of that releases these light particles called biophotons.
Oh, wow.
And these biophotons, they carry information and they can get stored within our biofield. So it creates a sort of an energetic record of our lives.
Wait, so you're saying like my childhood traumas, my awkward teenage years, even that embarrassing moment from, last week,
Yeah.
it's all still hanging around in my energy field.
In a way, yeah. Those experiences, they leave their energetic imprint, and those energies can influence how we react to stuff in the present.
Oh, wow.
It kind of explains why we might get triggered by things from our past, right?
Yeah.
Because those energies, they haven't been fully processed or released.
That's both intriguing and a little terrifying. Is there anything we can do to clear those old, kind of stuck energies from our biofield?
There are actually a lot of techniques and modalities that address that. Things like energy healing, sound therapy. But before we dive into those, let's talk about some of the things that can influence our biofield,
Okay.
both internally and externally.
Okay, let's unpack that. What are some of those factors that can really impact our energy?
Well, the video highlights a ton of external stuff.
Yeah.
From everyday technology to even like environmental toxins.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by this barrage of EMFs from, our phones, computers, Wi-Fi. All that can disrupt our energy flow.
They even mention like solar flares.
Yeah.
Like from the sun.
You're right. Solar flares, other cosmic events, those can impact the Earth's magnetic field, which in turn can affect our own biofields. It's a reminder that we're not just these individuals. We're part of this larger energetic web that connects us to everything around us.
So the modern world's like a biofield obstacle course.
Pretty much. But what about internal factors? How do those come into play?
Right, yeah.
Our thoughts, emotions, even our beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Those can have a huge impact on our energy field.
Yeah.
Negative thoughts, negative emotions, those create blockages, deplete our energy. But positive thoughts, positive emotions, those actually boost our energy and create a more harmonious flow.
Okay. So it's not just about like avoiding those external influences. It's also about cultivating a positive internal state.
Exactly. It's a two-way street. Our internal state affects our energy field, and our energy field affects our internal state.
Yeah. It's all connected.
It's all interconnected.
This is fascinating. So like we've been overlooking this whole dimension of our well-being.
We often focus so much on our physical health, our mental health, but we kind of neglect this energetic aspect.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when our energy field is out of balance, it can show up in those other areas as physical or mental symptoms.
That makes sense. So if we want to improve our overall well-being, we got to take care of our energy field too.
Absolutely.
But how do we actually like do that?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The video introduces this idea of vibrational sound tuning.
Ooh.
Using tuning forks.
Tuning forks, like the ones from music class?
Similar, yeah, but these are specially designed to work with the human biofield.
Wow.
And they're used at specific frequencies to help restore that balance and harmony to our energy system.
So it's like giving our energy a sonic tune-up.
Exactly.
I am eager to learn more about that, but I think we're going to have to take a quick break.
All right, sounds good.
We'll be right back to dive deeper into that. Don't go anywhere. We're back, and I gotta say, I'm really curious about this whole vibrational sound tuning thing.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating stuff.
Yeah. Before the break, you were talking about how these tuning forks, they can like attract and gather these scattered biophotons.
Right.
Can you kind of break down how that actually works?
It all comes down to resonance.
Right.
Everything in the universe vibrates at a certain frequency. Our bodies, our energy fields, everything.
Right.
So when you strike a tuning fork, it emits a really pure tone at a very specific frequency. And when those sound waves interact with our biofield, they can help to realign our energy to a more harmonious state.
So it's almost like using sound to kind of reorganize our energy.
Exactly. You're getting it.
Okay, that sounds amazing, but is there like any scientific evidence to back up these claims about sound and energy? I gotta be honest, part of me is still like a little skeptical.
I totally get it. It's natural to question things that seem a little out there.
Yeah.
But the research on sound healing, it's still pretty new.
Hmm.
But there's a growing body of evidence that suggests that these sound vibrations can have a really profound impact on us, both physically and energetically.
Like, can you give me some examples of that research? What are they seeing?
Yeah, so for instance, there are studies that have shown that certain sound frequencies, they can stimulate the vagus nerve.
Okay,
And that plays a big role in regulating our nervous system, reducing stress.
interesting.
Other research has looked at how sound can influence brainwave activity. So inducing these states of relaxation, promoting mental clarity, things like that.
So even if we don't like fully understand all the mechanisms at work, there's definitely something real happening here.
Oh, absolutely. And, we can't discount all the anecdotal evidence from people who have experienced these benefits of sound healing firsthand. A lot of people report feeling more grounded, more balanced, more energized after a tuning fork session.
It's all starting to connect for me now, like the science, the ancient wisdom traditions, and the personal experiences. It all seems to point to the power of sound on our energy field.
Exactly. And remember, what we call sound is just vibration that we perceive through our ears. But those vibrations are happening on all sorts of levels, some of which we can't even hear, but we can still feel.
That's a fascinating perspective. It makes you realize there's so much more going on than what we just like perceive with our five senses.
Absolutely. It's about expanding our awareness to include these subtle realms of energy.
Yeah.
And vibrational sound tuning, it gives us a really tangible way to do that. It helps us tune into our own energy and restore that sense of balance and harmony.
That actually makes me think about something the video mentioned about source light and soul light. How does
Well,
that relate to this whole sound tuning thing?
great question. So remember how we talked about grounding,
Mhm.
connecting to the Earth's energy?
Yeah.
Tuning forks can also be used to help us connect to those higher frequencies,
Mhm.
of source light, soul light, whatever you want to call it.
So it's like expanding our bandwidth to like
Yeah.
receive those higher vibrations.
That's a great way to put it. It's about opening ourselves up to a wider spectrum of energy. And when we do that, we can experience a greater sense of purpose, connection, and, even spiritual well-being.
This is mind-blowing, but let's get practical for a second.
Yeah.
What are some of the specific benefits that people are actually experiencing from vibrational sound tuning?
Well, people report all sorts of benefits: increased energy, reduced stress and anxiety, better sleep, better emotional balance. Some people say it even boosts their creativity,
Wow.
even a deeper spiritual connection. Everyone's experience is unique, of course, but those are some of the common themes.
Those are some pretty impressive benefits. I'm starting to see why more and more people are turning to these like alternative modalities. It's like we're rediscovering this ancient wisdom and combining it with like modern understanding.
Exactly. We're evolving how we approach well-being to include this energetic dimension.
Yeah.
And tools like tuning forks, they offer these really accessible and effective ways to tap into the power of sound, for healing, for transformation.
I'm definitely intrigued. But what would you say to someone who's like curious about trying vibrational sound tuning, but they're feeling hesitant or they don't know where to start?
I'd say approach it with an open mind. Be curious. Find a practitioner who resonates with you and just give it a try. You don't have to understand all the science behind it to experience the benefits. Just trust your intuition and see how it feels.
That's great advice. It's all about exploring, finding what works for you.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, this isn't about replacing conventional medicine or other therapies.
Mhm.
It's about expanding our options, taking a more holistic approach to health and wellness.
I love that. So as we kind of start to wrap up this fascinating exploration of the human energy field, what are some key takeaways you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Well, first and foremost, remember that you have an energy field. It's a vital part of your overall well-being. Be mindful of the things that affect your energy, both internal and external. And be open to exploring new ways to nurture it, to strengthen your biofield. It's a journey of discovery and empowerment.
Those are powerful words to live by. We've covered so much today, but there's always more to learn, more to explore. Who knows, maybe one day we'll do another deep dive into this this fascinating realm of energy, uncover even more secrets, unlock even more potential.
I'd love that.
Well, folks, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the human energy field.
Right.
But we hope this is just the beginning of your own personal exploration. Remember, as Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration.
It's all connected.
Embrace that perspective, stay curious, keep exploring, and, most importantly, keep shining your light. You know, it's incredible to think about this invisible world of energy all around us.
It really is.
And what I'm really taking away from this deep dives is that we have so much more power over our energy than we realize.
That's the key takeaway. Awareness. Once you understand your biofield and the impact it has, you can make choices to support it.
So it's not just about, protecting ourselves from those negative energies. We can actually, actively cultivate a stronger energy field, a more, vibrant one.
Absolutely. Think of it like tending a garden. You got to weed out what's harmful and nourish what's beneficial. We've talked about those external factors, but don't forget about your internal landscape.
Oh, you mean like our thoughts and emotions? Those play a big part too, don't they?
Huge. If you're constantly stressed, harboring resentment, or just stuck in negative thought patterns, it's going to show up in your biofield. Those emotions, they create energetic blockages and they just drain your energy.
So it's almost like our energy field is a mirror reflecting our internal state.
Exactly.
So to cultivate a healthy biofield, we need to cultivate a healthy inner world.
You got it. Things like mindfulness, meditation, positive affirmations, those can make a huge difference. It's about shifting that vibration, from fear and negativity to love, gratitude, joy.
That really resonates with me. I know when I'm feeling stressed or, down, my energy feels heavy. But when I'm happy and connected, it's like my whole being just lights up.
Perfect example of how your internal state affects your energy field. And the cool thing is, it goes both ways. As you cultivate more positive emotions, you strengthen your biofield, which then makes you feel even better.
It's like a positive feedback loop. You radiate what you cultivate within.
Precisely. And it's not about being perfect or denying those tough emotions, right? It's about awareness, making choices that support your energy.
This whole conversation has been, wow, eye-opening. I'm seeing myself and the world around me in a whole new light.
That's the power of understanding energy. Expands your perspective, opens up new possibilities for healing, for growth, for transformation.
So for anyone listening who's feeling inspired, maybe wanting to explore their own energy field, what would you recommend as a good first step?
Just start paying attention. Notice how you feel in different environments, around different people.
Yeah.
What drains your energy? What energizes you? Once you have that awareness, you can start making choices that support your biofield.
That's great advice. It's about tuning into our own wisdom, becoming more aware of those energetic interactions with everything around us.
Right. And remember, you're not alone in this. There are so many resources out there. Books, websites, practitioners, workshops. Find what works for you. Explore.
This deep dive has been truly transformative, and I'm so grateful for your insights. It feels like we've only just scratched the surface of this whole world of energy.
And the journey never really ends. The more we learn about energy, frequency, vibration, the more we unlock about ourselves, about the interconnectedness of everything.
Wow. Well, folks, we've come to the end of our deep dive into the human energy field, but we hope this sparks your own exploration. Remember, as Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration.
Wise words.
Embrace that perspective. Stay curious, keep exploring, and, most importantly, keep shining your light.